This is the welding program here at Broome-Tioga BOCES. It's a 2-year program. This slide's an explanation of how BOCES works, what your schedule would be. Come here in the morning and take your academic classes back at your home school in the afternoon. Or you would take your classes at the home school in the morning and then you'd be here in the afternoon. It's half day for 2 years. Some students take it for only 1 year. Sometimes students don't take it until 11th grade. Sometimes students don't take this class or others until 12th grade. And then you would get a 1-year certificate versus a 2-year certificate. So, right, you'd be bused here by your home school. We also have students drive. And you get credits towards graduation from high school. 3 credits for every year you successfully pass CTE, totaling 6 credits for both years. Little background on myself. I teach 2nd year here, but I also teach 1st year along with my co-teacher, Tim. I also teach adults at night. I've been a welding instructor for 24 years, been a welder for 34 years and counting. And here's a list of all the different industries that I've been involved with in my career: fabrication, manufacturing, construction. These are the 2 largest ones for welders: manufacturing and construction. Repair work, we do this daily. And we fix cars and trucks and motorcycles up here from time to time, snowmobiles, go-karts, stuff like that. I've done power plant work and underwater work. I was a diver for a while, underwater welder. And I graduated from this program in 1987. Tim Cole-Howdy's my co-teacher. He concentrates on the 1st year students. He's a former student of mine. About 17 years ago, he was a student here at BOCES. Before that, he was in the Navy. Graduated here in 2005. Tim's very good at metal shaping and some fabrication. I have more of the technical and the trade experience. Tim would be your teacher for the 1st year. Here's a layout of how 1st and 2nd year work here in this class. Work on basic skills. In the classroom, you have a mix of class and shop here. And we concentrate on basic skills in the 1st year. 2nd year, harder skills, emphasis is on projects in the shop or other shops. We also work in other shops too. Heavy equipment's right next to us, and auto body and auto repair, we also work with them almost on a daily basis. Welding trade skills taught in the shop. You've got gas welding and cutting, that's with oxygen and acetylene or oxygen and propane. MIG, TIG, and stick welding, plasma cutting, metalworking, and fabrication and repair. Repair is self-explanatory. We fix things that are broken. Fabrication, what that word means is we custom build things for people, sometimes from a drawing, sometimes just from a verbal description, sometimes from a picture. I'm going to check the chat for a second, see if there's any questions. Tracy, I heard you get good money for underwater welding. Yes, that's the common perception is, and you can make good money underwater welding, but it's hard work just like anything else. I've made equal money not welding underwater. It totally depends. Being an underwater welder doesn't necessarily make somebody a rich and wealthy person. Depends on how many hours you work that year. Depends on a lot of factors. There's something to think about. And you'd have to go to a welding training school like I did. To be honest with you, some of the highest paid welders are, and yes, of course, you have to have good skills for underwater welding. And Tracy, you have to have good skills to be a welder to begin with. Some of the highest paid welders in the world are what they call pipeliners. And those men and women weld cross-country pipe that carries natural gas mostly, or oil. Not unusual for those individuals to make between $100,000 and $200,000 a year. Jacoby, I just discussed a bunch of underwater welding. Can I help you with that? Well, the BOCES would be a start. Get you some welding experience, and you'd have to go onto an underwater welding school. Okay, I'm going to keep going. This slide here is letting you guys know that this and other careers are not just for men, also for women, young men and women also. Okay. This is saying to be done for a gender makeup that's less than 25% of the individual is employed. All right. We have girls in this class every year. My night class with adults. Currently, I have 11 students, and 2 of them are women. Plenty of women in the workforce these days. It's not 60 years ago. We welcome both genders. Okay, next slide. Equipment and uniform. BOCES provides the following. I provide the helmets, jackets, and welding gloves, also glasses. You guys have to provide work pants, cotton t-shirt, and work boots. The rest BOCES takes care of, including all the material and the equipment. Okay, integrated credit. This course integrates New York State learning standards for English, language arts, math, and science. So you can fit all your classes into your home school. Please see your counselor regarding these options. Here's some of the things you can expect to do in the welding classroom. In other words, not the shop, but the classroom. We have academic work. We have welding theory, which you study for both 2 years. Quizzes and tests, obviously. Some light math, shop math, some light blueprint reading, some writing assignments, 1 per marking period generally. We keep current on welding trade magazines, and we have you do a write-up about an article, and then you have a senior project. Moving forward. SkillsUSA. SkillsUSA is a student-led group. It involves over 250,000 high school students and college, although it's a different level, nationwide. It's an organization to prepare young people to get into the trade. The main thing is you guys get to compete against other students from other schools a couple, 3 times a year. It depends on what level we go to. There's regional competition, then state competition, which is in Syracuse. And then there's a national competition, which travels. It's in Kansas City for the time being. You compete against other students. And there's scholarships available. Tracy is asking what need to bring. Tracy would be responsible for work pants, work boots, and a shirt. This slide here is called Articulation Agreements. What this means is you can get college or trade credits for taking this class to a college or another school or a trade school or an apprenticeship trade. You have to meet certain criteria to get these credits. Basically means you have to score a certain level, and there's some paperwork to be done to get these credits. This is a current list of organizations, schools that offer an agreement with Broome-Tioga BOCES where you can get credit. SUNY Delhi, SUNY Alfred, those are both within 2 hours from here. Mohawk Valley, also approximately 2 hours, it's outside of Utica. And Carpenters Union Local number 277. And Universal Technical Institute, it's like a trade school. certifications offered. It's NCCR, which is construction based. We're in the middle of doing that now. Got American Welding Society D1.1. This is a welding test. Same with the New York State Department of Transportation. Guys, these certifications mean you weld pieces of metal together and then they get tested. The NCCR is more of your academic certification. Job placement opportunities. These are general fields of study that you could get work for as a welder. Construction and manufacturing, those are the two largest ones. But then as you go on, we have engineering, military, inspection, commercial diving, and so on. With skills as a welder, there's a wide variety of options that you guys could choose for a career path. Okay, that's it for the slideshow. And I'll take any questions. I know you've already asked a few. Okay, what I'm going to do is end the show, and I've got some video for you guys. Oh, Daniel.
That one quiz.
You guys don't need to come over.
That one quiz.
Not now. Not now. Okay, this video is a very short video on why you guys should become a welder.
I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do at the time. I, kind of roamed and roved, checked out various classes and different, programs. Never really found anything that I really liked. Well, I came in here and I signed up for a welding class, and it was just an immediate, that's it. This is kind of what I really want to do.
When I finally decided that it was time for me to get an education, I looked into the local community college, and they had one of the best welding programs in the world. So I thought I would give it a try. I was really big into art in high school, so it sounded fun. I thought I was just gonna try it out, but once I was there, I absolutely fell in love with it.
Welding was kind of a never-ending struggle to learn something. It is a science, it's also an art form, so you never really, you never achieve your goal. You're always striving to get a little bit better, and there's always something else to learn. So it's really a never-ending education. I like that. I
love welding and chose a career in the welding industry because there were so many different facets of the industry that I wasn't originally aware of. There's so many different levels or paths you can take within the industry, and I like the idea that I have no idea where I'm going to be in 10 years, and just from 5 years ago, I've been able to learn so much, and every day I'm doing something different. It's not the same mundane thing every single day.
It can be applied to pretty much anything. Anything that you can almost think of, welding's there. It's some facet in whatever that program or whatever that job or whatever that career, there may be something that deals with materials, metals, or welding in general. And that's, I mean, you can almost go anywhere with it. So it's perfect. You know?
It's awesome to work somewhere where you're not pigeonholed into one thing or one industry or one product. We really literally get our hands in everything that you interact with every day. I think it's really interesting that, you know, most people walk around every day not thinking about, you know, how much welding affects our lives and where we would be without it. It's amazing.
All right, guys, that was a brief video, kind of general, about getting into welding. Okay, you guys have got to start kind of getting ready for your next visitation. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. You guys have any questions for me? Any other questions?